Look, we turning conversation into application. This ain't for you if you can't handle deep communication. I see too many trying to teach when they need all the teaching. If you can't practice what you preach, then what's the point of speaking? Look, we thank the Lord for another season. Don't think they ready for you, Lee. I think them boys are sleeping. But we gon' hustle every hour like it's our last. Open up your mind, it's the converSAYtion podcast. Yeah.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the converSAYtion podcast, where we turn conversation into application. I am your host, Leon Reed Jones, and today we got a very special guest in the building, the man, the myth, the legend, my guy Delvon Dixon. How you doing, bro?
I'm good, bro. What's up, man?
Yeah, man. I'm glad to have you on the podcast, bro. And as I told you off camera, man, I just love your story and just like your persistence and your perseverance with your journey, man. So sure. A question that I always ask my guests is, like, if somebody had to describe Delvon and who he is, like, what would they say? What are some things that you think people would say about you?
Describing me, I'll for sure say number one thing is a hard worker, for sure, because I work hard at anything I do.
Yeah.
That's my craft, like basketball or clothing brand.
Yeah.
Just school. Like, I'm a hard worker for sure. Then for sure, just a cool, chill person. Pretty much to myself most of the time.
Yeah, laid back for sure. I definitely can, agree with both of those, like laid back, chill, but also like willing to do what you got to do to make it to where you want to be. So I definitely can agree, and I see that daily with you, whether it's on social media, being around you, or whatever, bro. So we're going to get into it, but before we do that, something else that I like to ask my guests, more recently, is what would you title this chapter of your life?
That's a good question. Title of this chapter of my life, I'll probably say, I'll probably say, just getting started.
Yeah, okay.
I feel like I'm just getting started with, like, with everything, like career-wise, school-wise. You feel me? I'm making that shift in my life, so I'm just getting started for real.
Yeah, I like that, bro. I like that for sure, man. That got to be a chapter in your book or something when you get that. So for me, I want to go back to the beginning. Like, obviously, you're an athlete. You play college basketball. So what basically sparked that interest for you to want to play basketball?
I kind of grew up around basketball. My big brothers, big cousins played basketball, and I was just a kid in the neighborhood. It was basketball rims around. I'd go to the courts, the parks, whatever, and I just hoop. I just loved playing basketball. It just was something to do instead of, doing something else. Ever since I was a kid, I just loved playing basketball.
Yeah, and do you feel like sports really, in a way, like, helped you stay away from certain stuff, or like, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, for sure. Sports was an escape for me, for sure. Like, just growing up in Detroit, it's a lot of negative stuff going around, but my mom got me into football early. She just, you feel me? She tried to do something to keep me away from that, like keep my time occupied. I had school, then football practice. When I'm done with all that, I'm tired. You feel me? I don't really want to do much.
For sure. And a lot of times, like, coming from where we coming from, and when I say that, I mean Detroit, you talked about the escape. And how, basketball was like, you fell in love with it, and it was almost like a escape for you. So what were some of the things, if you don't mind, going into it, what were some of the things that you were seeing growing up that you had to escape from?
Yeah, for sure. So I grew up on the east side of Detroit.
Shout out, man. Shout out.
For sure. It was, if you know, you know, but growing up over there, you see killings, you see it on your phone, on social media.
Yeah.
You hear gunshots at night, you hear them tires going off at night. It's just, you see, and then my peers, after school, them boys kids having guns, BB guns or whatnot.
Yeah.
So just keeping me away from that, really, and just basketball helped me meet kids my age that was like on the same path to me that liked hooping, and I just made closer friends through that, for real.
For sure. And who was an inspiration to you? Like, you hear athletes talk about, like, well, Kobe was this to me, or Bron, or MJ. Like, who were some inspirations to you that you watched that made you want to go to the next level of playing basketball?
I liked Allen Iverson.
For sure.
I love Allen
Same.
Iverson. Yeah. Like, he's just the girl he got, and then he just stay himself. He was just always being himself, and he was a killer on the court, for sure.
For sure, man. And when was your earliest journey to basketball? You talked about how your older brothers, your cousins, and different people that you were around, you know, helped you put the ball in your hand. But when was the moment that you saw, like, man, I could really be great at this? Or like, when did that start for you?
That started my 11th grade year, probably my 11th grade summer. Shout out to Coach Wilmer, one of my coaches at Denby High School. He put something in me, like he had me waking up every morning at 6 a.m. And I was standing in the gym till late nights.
For sure.
I just had like a chip on my shoulder, bro. I just had a real chip on my shoulder. So really my 11th grade summer when I knew I was competing against guys who I seen was getting spotlight, but I wasn't. So I just knew like I can really go somewhere with this.
Yeah, man. And that's rare that you hear stuff like that. You know, you have every so often an athlete that made it big say, well, I was playing football and then, you know, my senior year, I started playing basketball, and then I got a scholarship. And for you, you said your 11th grade summer, you started to see, like, man, I could really do something with my talents, and I could go somewhere, wherever I wanted to go or whatever. And you shouted out your coach for that. But for you, you talked about how you played against guys that, you know, was getting the spotlight, and you was doing the work behind the scenes. And, you know, you may have felt like you was on that same level or even greater. Did that put a chip on your shoulder? Like, seeing that, how did you feel about that for real?
I always kind of like had a little chip on my shoulder because I knew like growing up, I was always like the number 2 option or number 3 option. I was never like the go-to guy. So I always kind of had that chip on my shoulder trying to outwork people at practice. But for sure, like going against the guys, knowing I was competing against them during AAU or during the season, like I'm keeping up with these guys. Like I'm getting buggers too. I'm just not getting a spotlight. So for sure, put a chip on my shoulder for sure.
Did you ever feel like, or was there ever a time where that chip on your shoulder sometimes may have discouraged you and felt like, dang, I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing. I'm working out early mornings, late nights. I'm, you know, keeping my body right. I'm studying film. I'm doing everything that's going to get me to the next level. But here it is. These guys, you know, may not be going as hard as I am.
Right.
And they getting all this recognition. Did you ever feel like discouraged or feel like, man, should I keep doing this?
Crazy story. My senior year, I didn't get offers to the end of my senior year, like towards the summer. So at the end of my senior, my last game, I was crying and stuff. I'm like, I don't got no offers. We just got put out the playoffs. Yeah. And my coach was telling me, like, Coach Wilmore, Coach D, they was telling me, like, just stay consistent, stay in the gym. You're going to get an opportunity. You're good enough to play. You just got to keep putting in the work. And I was for sure discouraged. I was, like, worried, like, what if I don't, you feel me, get a scholarship to go play at the next level? But I just really stayed in the gym. I was emailing coaches. Coaches started emailing me back, sending out my film, and I just kept, every morning, I just kept getting up every morning, just keep getting up with that same chip on my shoulder, putting in the work.
Yeah, and so talk about that, bro, because a lot of times, and you've probably seen it, you've probably been around people who, you know, just say, man, I want to go to the league. Like, we hear that a lot, you know, whether it's basketball, football, whatever the case may be. Like, I want to go to the league. But you talked about how, you know, you had one tragic thing after another. You talked about how y'all got put out the playoffs, and on top of that, you ain't had no offers at the time. But, you know, you had a support system that was telling you, like, man, you good. You doing the work. Keep doing that. And you were emailing coaches, and I'm sure there was days where you're like, bro, I just wish it would happen for me right away. I wish it was, you know, I could just go to college like right now. I got the gift. I got the talent. I got the skill and the work ethic. Like, why is it not happening? But you stayed persistent and consistent. So, like, talk about for other athletes that, you know, may see this or may see your highlight tape and see what you're doing. Like, what does that take to get to that next level? Even if you got the talent, but you may not have the social media buzz, or you may not go to the best school. Like, what does it take for you to still stay the course on your path? For sure, you gotta love it. Like, whatever sport you're doing, baseball, soccer, football, basketball, you gotta love it. You gotta actually want to do it for sure. You know, like, okay, this is my dream to go here. You gotta just fall in love with the grind for real. That's what I did. I fell in love with the grind. I started eating better. Watching my sport. I was watching basketball. Like, I was eat, sleep, everything basketball. For sure, bro. You gotta like fall in love with the grind. I say for sure, bro. Yeah, and something that I admired from afar about you, bro, like when you would come back home from school, I would always see you at the center in the gym, or even if it wasn't at the center, you would be going to different gyms, and you would have your cameraman going with you, and you would be putting in work, lifting weights, doing stuff that you know, you could easily be like, well, you know, I'm this tall, or I went to this school, I'm already in college, I'm doing this, I'm averaging this. Like, let me just chill, let me just go hang out since I'm back. But it was like every time I saw you, you was like, after we done doing this, I'm gonna lace up and I'm gonna do some drills, I'm gonna go lift, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna go to a run and, you know, get some shots up. So like, bro, that's definitely admirable. And let's talk about like after you leave, you know, Denby, because you know you're a product of Denby, so shout out to Denby.
For sure.
And talk about how that first step was going to college and being in that atmosphere and being on the team. Like, what was that experience like for you?
For me, everybody's experience is gonna be different. I feel like whether you a 4-star or 5-star, you know, you're gonna be going there having big expectations. But I was going there underdog. I was going to Ohio originally, but I had ended up getting injured. So my experience was different from everyone else's.
Yeah.
I ended up messing up my meniscus. But going into that environment, I seen, and I was going to JUCO, so I seen like it's a whole different game. These boys, they got kids. Some of them like they about to be a junior. I'm fresh out of high school, you know. You know, these boys, it's a whole different game and it's a whole different environment. Like, people really out here trying to make it out this JUCO level. It's like, it's a real grind. And I just had to adapt fast. You got to adapt fast in college, because just like high school fly by, college going to fly by the same way.
Most definitely.
They both going to fly by. So I just had to adapt fast, you know, and just stay on. I was still in love with, like, even when I was, when I got hurt, I was taking my injury serious. I was still getting recovery every day, stretching, trying to lift, just trying to stay in the gym, form shooting, like just doing whatever I could, you know, just do what I can do to make sure I get better. But it was for sure, like, you just got to be able to adjust and adapt to them situations.
For sure. And along that journey, when you start the collegiate journey, did you meet some people that kind of changed your perspective in a positive way, or made you think like, yeah, I'm doing this, but I got to do more of this? Like, did you meet anybody like that? And if so, who were those people?
For sure. So when I always been like tend to hang around the older guys. So when I first got there, my roommates, they were we was all incoming freshmen, but the older guys, they like kind of like welcome me and stuff like that. And I was just hanging with the older guys, and I seen how to, like, I wasn't taking the weight room serious, so they was taking the weight room serious for real. And then I'm like, damn, that's probably why I'm injured, you know. Yeah. My body not where it's supposed to be. But for sure, the older guys, who else? Who I can shout out? One of my guys, Low, he was in the gym a lot, lifting. And then another guy named Delvon when I first went to Barton Stratton. So them boys was in the gym for real, just showing me, like, you got to just really be in the gym for real, be a gym rat. Yeah.
And so after you come back from that first semester, that first season of college basketball, like, what was your outlook on it, and what were you determined to do? Like, what were some goals for you going into the next season?
For sure. My goal was just to get on the court, for one, just stay healthy. Like, I was just in the weight room heavy. That summer, I was mainly just trying to recover my knee, get my body to the best of its ability.
Yeah.
So I was lifting weights every day, conditioning, just staying in shape, because I know you got to be in shape.
For sure.
So I was just lifting every day, staying in shape. And then that was the main thing. I just wanted to get on the court. Like, okay, I got to touch the court this year. And knowing I got to work to get playing time. But I feel like if you're a good basketball player, I feel like coaches going to see that. And I really wasn't worried about playing time. I was just worried about staying healthy for real.
Yeah. And so, if I'm not mistaken, the college that you are at right now, is it Kirkland, or is it you going to a different one now?
Kirkland, but I just transferred to a school in New York called Paul Smith College. That's where I would be going.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. So talk about that experience. You go there, and even me, when I was seeing you, you know, putting your highlights, I'm like, bro, that's like really dope to see, because I feel like a lot of times, you know, if it's not the Michigan or Michigan State or the Dukes and the Kansas Cities and all of that, like, I think people overlook that, but it's like people don't really understand unless they in it how hard it is on top of your skill already. And you could be getting a whole bunch of social media buzz, and there could be a strong possibility that you may not go to Duke, you may not go to even Michigan or Michigan State, but the fact that you had offers, bro, speaks volumes to the work that you did. So, like, talk about your experience at Kirkland and what that was like.
So Kirkland, I had to go to a different JUCO because of my grades. I had a lot of ups and downs, man. The injuries, the grades, and this was my first year. I knew my grades was good and that was healthy. So I knew I'm coming in the season. I'm about to play. I got an honor starting spot. We was in a tough conference for sure. We was going against all the tough teams in the state, in our region. But that experience there, it was crazy. It's way up northern Michigan in the middle of nowhere. So you don't got, it's a lot of country, like white folks up there.
Yeah.
So, everybody away from home, basically. And it's just a grind. You going to class, you going to practice, and you going to your room and do homework. It's like, it's like a boot camp, but like, but I liked it. Like that's what I just want to do. I just wanted to go to the gym and then go back home. That's what I like. But it was a real good experience. I learned a lot, bro. And I feel like I got way better. And now I got the opportunity to move to New York, see a different scenery and everything like that.
Yeah, no, that's sweet, bro. When I seen you repost that, I'm like, bro, that's tough. Like, cause you get to go to New York and experience New York. Mm-hmm. And then it's about the journey, bro. A lot of people, they like, oh man, we just gonna hoop, and that's cool, and obviously that's your main goal. Mm-hmm. But you'll go down there and be like, because this is the opportunity that basketball brought me. I'm just thinking, because in your head you probably just thinking like, I'm going down here to get a degree, hoop, whatever. But then because of your skill and because the gift that God has given you, basketball opened this door, opened that door. You know what I'm saying? And that's just, bro, that was crazy, me seeing you like going to New York, because that's what's up, bro, because not a lot of people get to travel the world, not just in sports, but just in general, and you put in the work and you earn that, bro. So that's, again, kudos and props to you, bro. So how you feeling about this, this new experience? You're on a new journey again, so like what's the mindset? Like how you feel about it?
My mindset going in is just I want to be the best I can be all around in life, for real, like physically, mentally, spiritually. And I am. Like, I've been getting better every day. I've been consistent with everything. And I'm coming out there I'm trying to go pro, so I'm getting out there to put my name out even more, be more. Yeah. It's a new state. Like, I'm pretty much known in Michigan for hooping everybody. Yeah. D1 guys know me, D2, JUCO guys, all the guys know me out here. But going out there, put my name out there at a higher level, for sure, and just trying to dominate, to be honest.
Yeah, for sure, man. And we know you're going to do that, bro. So, again, props to you. And so for you, just talking about the growth, the journey, the different colleges, like for you, were there times that you had to separate yourself from different environments or environments that you may have been in that you like, oh man, I gotta move away from this because this is the mission, and in order for me to accomplish this mission, I gotta stay away from this? And was it hard to do that, or like, how you feel about that?
For sure, it's sacrifice, bro. I had to sacrifice time with my family sometimes, and for sure, friends. I had to cut people off. Like, them boys, like, they on hot stuff. Like, if they wanna, be in the streets, whatever, be on guns and party all the time, I had to cut them out of my circle for real, and just be around the guys who wanna go in the right direction. You don't even got to be a hooper, but just to have a good mindset, or be like, I want to go to school, I want to be a trader, I want to start a business, but not the guys who want to party. Let's go get some girls. Let's go. Let's go smoke or something. So for sure that.
And I want to also bring up how you are a product of Caught Up, the Male Mentoring Program. For those who don't know about Caught Up, it's a male mentoring program founded by Tucson Knight, both of our mentors, and they service young males on the east side of Detroit. So talk about being a part of Caught Up and what that did for you.
Oh, yeah, for sure. So when I met Mr. Knight, actually, I was like, not in the streets, but like I was hanging around the wrong guys. Yeah. And he told me to stop hanging around the guys, and I was still hanging around them. So funny story, one day we was walking. We was in the hood, walking, and, Mr. Knight, he'd be everywhere. So
for sure.
Out of nowhere, he pulled up on me. He's like, bro, I told you to stop hanging around these clowns. Like, he's sitting in their face. Like, he's sitting in their face. And it just showed that he really cared, though, for real. Like, he's just always been by my side, whatever decision I made. He a product of Oakwood. He wanted me to go there, but I'm like, I want my own path. Like, you feel me? If I want to earn a spot, you feel me? Go where I want it. And he's just always been by my side, helping me out and stuff with school, help me pay for things for school, all type of stuff. So shout out to Mr. Knight for sure.
Yeah, man. Dope. And I just, again, bro, I got a lot of respect for you just because you stayed down, you stayed consistent, no matter how many changes you went through. You was like, no, this is the goal. I'm going to stick with it, and this is a part of the journey, so I'm going to embrace it and do what I need to do. But I also want to shout out, you got the clothing brand, man. We see a lot of the ladies on the story wearing the clothing brand and turning around in the mirror, showing off the clothing brand. So shout out to you, man. You got the ladies going crazy with the clothing brand. Sure. But what made you, start the clothing brand? What was the idea behind that?
All right, so for one, my clothing brand is called Relentless Brand. It's an activewear, like fitness wear. And I'm going to the gym every day. I wanted to like fashionable clothes, but that's comfortable. It'd be hard for me to find good clothes to wear to go to the gym or go hooping. So I'm like, I should make my own. I got a little name for myself, so I decided to. It's an entrepreneurship world nowadays. So
yeah, for sure.
It's everybody got. All the ladies got hair businesses, lash tags, doing nails. So I'm like, I could, you feel me? Let me do something for myself, have me a side hustle. Yeah. And I just started my own clothing brand for men and women, athletic wear, fitness wear, whatever you want to call it. So
yeah. I've been seeing the ladies on the story, man, rocking the brand. They up close with the mirror, the boomerangs. I'm like, oh boy, doing this thing, man. Shout out. But shout out to Relentless Brand, bro. And again, I love everything that you're doing, man. So as we, wind down with the podcast, we're going to play a game. I never tell my guests about the game part because I want it to be a surprise to them. But this game is called Let Me Get to Know You. I'm going to ask you a few questions and then you answer them to the best of your ability. So first, tell us your favorite game that you played in, your favorite basketball game that you played in. Like, how much did you score? Like, whether it was a high scoring game, the crowd was big or whatever. What was your favorite game that you ever played in?
My favorite game was this past season, Kirtland against Delta Community College.
Yeah.
It was my favorite game because, for one, I only think I missed like 3 shots. I had 22 points. Hey. I just was in every category: blocks, steals, rebounds, assists. And it was just a complete performance by me. You can watch the full game, and it's like it was rare that I made any mistakes. I just showed like everything I could actually do that game, I felt like.
Yeah. What is, like, if you had to compare your game to somebody in the league or somebody that's well known, at least 3 players, who would you say that your game resembles? Okay, so I got in high school I got a lot of Colin Sexton comparisons. Colin Sexton, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, just off the floater, the shiftiness, mid range game, post up as a guard. Then also I can say DeJounte Murray, like he like to 1 to 2 guard, like combo guards, that can defend as well. Yeah, I definitely say with the mid range for sure, because that's one thing I know about you playing, basketball, which I'm like the mid range and the floater, and now you grew a few inches and you got the post up too. So I definitely say Shea for sure, and DeJounte definitely. That's a really good comparison. So if you go into if you go into the blacktop or you go into a gym, now based on where you go, you got to pick you plus 4 more people that it could be anybody that y'all going in there, y'all got to dominate the court. Are you picking the blacktop or are you going in a gym? The gym. All right, so who is it? You plus 4. Who you picking? For one, me, my dog Jason. He was at the JUCO with me, and we both committed to the same school. We both gonna be in New York. Okay. My dog Jason. I say my dog Evian. He was at the JUCO with me. Evian. He a guard. He gonna pass the ball, get to the rim. 2 more. I say my big brother. He a scrappy like a Draymond Green, Pat Bev. Okay. I need guys who's gonna grab the rebounds and do the dirty work. Then for 5, let me see who I can fit in there. 5 spot I can pick my guy Meach. He was also at the school with me. He a spot up shooter. Okay. How many games y'all winning? Out of how many games we playing? Let's say I go 10. We played 10 games. We probably won like at least 7. Okay. At least 7. Okay. Shout out, man. Who are some of your favorite NBA players that you see right now? Like, if you had to name your top 5 players, who would they be? In the whole league? Yep. So I got to keep Brown in there. Brown and Curry, I got to keep them in there, just off the respect level. Yeah. But guys, I like to watch. I've been watching Anthony Edwards. He been cooking. Yeah, that boy tough. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander for sure. He's my favorite player. But like
He not top 5 for sure. Then another guy I like to watch is I would say Colin Sexton, but he been injured a lot, so I'm gonna go with DeJounte Murray. Like I just like watching those two guys for sure. And then Curry, and LeBron, they the best in the league, so I gotta just have them boys.
For sure. Who would you say are the top 5 best players in the league right now?
Best?
Yeah.
All right. Bron.
Okay.
Stephen Curry. Kevin Durant. This would get hard at. If I'm gonna go with big man, I gotta go with Joker.
Mm-hmm.
But that's 4.
Yep.
I'm gonna have to go with Giannis. I'm gonna just go with Giannis because he got the ring to back it up. He dominate every game still. So
yeah.
But if I had an honorable mention, it'd probably be Embiid.
Okay. I like that list. That list is tough. I'd probably say, for me, I'll keep Bron up there. I would say Curry. I'll put KD. Yeah, KD. Our list probably gonna be similar. Jokic and yeah, basically our list the same really.
Yeah.
Giannis.
Yeah,
but who you got winning the championship next year? Who gonna be in the finals next year?
Either out of the East, I'd say the Celtics. They got the chance.
Shout out JT, man.
JT
He got the ring, man.
Yeah. JT, and Boston Celtics, or the West is like it's so.
Yeah, it is crazy.
It's hard, man. But I can't really. I just had to. I can't bet against LeBron, man. I can't go against greatness right there.
So we got a Lakers and Celtics matchup. Okay. From just the eye test, I'd probably say the Celtics can go back. Mm-hmm. If they don't, I think Milwaukee will go. Mm-hmm. Because to me, I feel like if Dame didn't get hurt and Giannis didn't get hurt, I think they would have won against the Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals. So if not the Celtics, if not my boy JT going back for the back-to-back, I think Milwaukee versus – I think the Lakers can get there. I think where the Lakers went wrong is they played Denver too early.
Yeah,
and I think they could have beat realistically, the Lakers had a very complete team last year. Mm-hmm. They had Hachimura, they had Bron, they had AD, D'Lo. What's my man's name? He played with Atlanta and he played at Duke. Cam Reddish, they had a whole bunch of really good guys that could be useful, but they just played Denver, and I feel like Denver had their numbers. So I think the Lakers could go, or if not the Lakers,
West tough, man.
Yeah, it is. I'll stick with the Lakers.
Yeah, for sure.
Who do you feel like is a player that doesn't get talked about enough?
In the NBA?
Mm-hmm.
Player who doesn't get talked about enough. I like Tyrese Maxey, bro.
Yeah.
Tyrese Maxey, he tough, bro. He's tough.
Yeah, it was a conversation when the Warriors won that championship in 2022, I believe it was. They were saying who's better, Jordan Poole or Tyrese Maxey. But I definitely feel like Tyrese Maxey is better than him. I think Jordan Poole played really well because of the system that he was in. He's a good player, don't get me wrong, but I think Tyrese Maxey could go to any team if he started and do what he's doing in Philly. Let's see.
For sure.
Give me your all-time lineup. Starting
all-time
5.
Lineup. I'm gonna have to go. I want my team long. I'm gonna go Bron out there, KD. Bron gonna be the 1, but KD gonna be I'm gonna have KD at the 3.
Mm-hmm.
Kobe, LeBron, Kobe, 6-man too.
Yeah, we can put a 6-man in there.
I want Shaq at the 5, Giannis at the 4, KD at the 3, Kobe at the 2, Bron at the 1, and at my 6-man, MJ.
Okay.
I got to.
That's tough. That's a tough lineup. So they've been talking about the USA team, this current USA team that just won the gold. Shout out to them.
Yeah, for sure.
And then before them, you had the Redeem team with Chris Paul, Kobe, D-Wade, Bosh, and a whole bunch of other guys. And then you got the Dream team. So looking at all 3 of these teams, what team would you pick to be the best team, or do you think that'll win? If they all faced off, who do you think? or come out on top?
It'll for sure either be the Redeem or the Adventures, but I say the Adventures because it's like they just was so versatile and they all can go.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
Two of the players that ain't even play.
Yeah.
Tatum ain't playing. Them boys ain't even playing, so they ain't even use all their pieces.
Yeah.
It's crazy how good they are.
Who is your GOAT? You got Brian, MJ, Kobe. And why?
Old heads don't like that, but I'm gonna say my GOAT. My GOAT is LeBron. Since I've been born, that's who I've been watching. That's who I've been seeing dominate since I've been born, since I've been alive, bro. So that just every year.
Yeah.
He got the rings. He got all the accolades.
Yeah, bro.
He's still playing right now at the high level. We just got to level.
Yeah, man.
Just LeBron, bro.
I just saw that he was a 20-time All-Star and 20-time All-NBA. I'm like, 20-time All-NBA is crazy, bro. Yeah. Like, that's... And then it's not like he just playing and just to play. Like how, no disrespect, like Vince Carter on his last few years, he was like a veteran and he was still able to keep a job in the NBA. Right. But LeBron still being mentioned in MVP conversations. That's and, crazy. Making first team, second team, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I'm a MJ guy. MJ is definitely the GOAT for me, but I'm starting to get a little convinced, like, Brian I might have to, because he the first time all-leading scorer. Mm-hmm. He probably going to be top 5 in assists if he's not already currently. Yeah. So, I don't know, man. Seeing what he do this season, or if he get one more chip, I'm going to have to give it to Brian, sure, man. Yeah.
And then the skill levels from back then are not.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say he was going against plumbers, but like LeBron, like the skill level now, like a guy on the end of the bench is like that. Like,
yeah, for sure.
Go start, but back then, the guy on the end of the bench, he probably wasn't.
Yeah, he was probably like a dentist in the summertime or something. But nah, yeah, that's a fact though, because back then when Jordan was playing, it was like, only a few guys could do this, but it's like, like you said, the 12th man on the bench can jump out the gym. Yes, he may not be as cold as Curry, but like he can jump out the gym. He can do a 360. But you look at the people that Brian done played since he's been in the league. Played Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, Tim Duncan, Curry, Clay, KD, James Harden, Russell Westbrook. Like it's like I don't know how you can argue with that. Yeah, man. And it's like people like, man, he not even 50% in the finals. But I'm like, bro, he got 4 rings. Like, your favorite player don't even got a ring. You feel me? So it's like, the fact that this man went to 10 finals and got, like, 10 finals is insane, bro. Crazy, like, to go to 10 finals, it's some people that been once and they never been again, bro. So
some people who ain't never been, they've been in the league 10 years.
Man, and it's like, it's so hard to, like, get back to the finals, even as great as your team is, and then seeing like the teams that he had, and like, no, don't get me wrong, don't nobody do it by themselves. Yeah, for right. Sure, you pass the ball, somebody got to knock down the shot. But it's like to see the type of teammates that he had for some of those teams, and it's like, wow, bro. And then coming back from a 3-1 in the finals against the greatest shooter of all time, and then the second best shooter in Clay, and then arguably one of the best defensive players in Draymond. It's like, wow. Bro. That would have been crazy if he did that against the team with KD. Then it would have been like...
Yeah, that would have been insane.
If he would have did that, then it would have been like, hey, bro, he the GOAT for sure.
There's nothing to argue about.
But, let's see. Out of the new guys, who would be a starting 5 based on the people like Anthony Edwards, JT, Jaylen Brown? Like, who would you...
Starting 5 out of them, I would say... So, I got to have Shea at the 1.
Okay.
Anthony Edwards at the 2. That's a hard backcourt. Then I'm going to have Luka count.
Yeah.
I'm going to put him at the 3. They all versatile. They all can do the 1, 2, or 3. They all long. They all can hoop. So I'm going to have Luka at the 3. At the 4, I can have... Do Bam count?
Yeah, for sure.
Bam at the 4. And then 5, I'm going to have Wemby.
Yeah.
Or they can alternate.
I would say my point guard would be... I would have Luka. I would have Anthony Edwards at the 2. I would have JT at the 3. I'm trying to think of another big man. I'll put Bam in there, and then I'll go Jokic. Okay. I feel like that's a chip right there. If we don't go to the chip, somebody got to get fired, because that team is crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
And let's see. Who would you pick out of these three? You got Ant, Ja, and SGA.
Okay. When I'm doing like start, bench, cut, or just pick one?
Pick one that you would feel like. I would say, matter of fact, let's rank them.
Rank them from 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
It's hard because Ja, he just missed a lot. But
Yeah.
Ja, he a dog. He won of one for sure. But I got to go Shea first, bro. It's just his IQ level. He playing with a young team.
Yeah.
He score at all 3 levels. Defend. He getting steals. I'm gonna go SG at the 1, and then I got to go with Anthony Edwards just because he been so consistent lately.
Yeah.
Playoff runs and stuff.
Out of all 3 of them, who do you think will win an MVP first?
SGA because he almost just had it.
Man, he should have got it.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, but
So he probably should get his. And then I think Ja can end up getting one. Like they all can get one for sure. But it's just they all in different positions. So.
man, I hate he got injured because I wanted a SGA and Ja matchup. I feel like that'd be crazy because he already went against Anthony Edwards, so I wasn't really trying to see that again. I mean, it'd be cool, but I think it'd be better seeing him and SGA go against each other. So
sure.
I had this conversation with somebody, so I'm gonna ask you, who do you think got a deeper bag, SGA or Luka?
It's hard because I'm an SGA fan. Man.
Yeah, same.
That's a good question. I'd say Luka a better scorer, but SGA he got a deeper bag, bro.
Yeah, I think he do too.
The float, the spin, the post, like he's so versatile with his, man. Step back threes, Luka can do all that too, but it's like SGA, I feel like SGA got a better bag for sure.
Yeah, I think after Luka, I think he got the best pace in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
Like they both move in slow motion, and it's like I think Luka, if I'm not mistaken, he's 6'7".
Mm-hmm.
I think Shea 6'6".
Mm-hmm.
But I think right after Luka is like, or in a lot of times I feel like it's 1A and 1B with
sure.
the pace as far as the pace goes. And to me personally, I think. But this is what gives Luka the edge over him. I feel like Luka can like really turn it on. Like what he did against Minnesota, I was like, dang, I thought it was gonna be a closer series than this.
Yeah,
but I feel like Shea can have that, but I think he just need like more time. I think he gotta.
Yeah.
I think he's on the cusp of that, but like, yeah, I think he'll get there one day. But what do you feel like makes a superstar? I was talking to some people in the barbershop about this, and they was like, and people may look at this and hear me say this because JT my favorite player, but what makes a superstar? Because they was like, I don't think Jason Tatum's a superstar, and I was like, I'm not disagreeing with you or agreeing with you per se, but what do you feel like are some like credentials to say like this guy is a superstar?
For one, I feel like Jason Tatum, he a superstar for sure, but people feel like, because of his personality, or they be saying like he ain't got the it, like, it's like some people just like how Anthony Edwards, how his personality is, it feel like, like everybody feel his presence, or like he got that it, like the dog. But Jason Tatum for sure a superstar.
Yeah.
He just won the ring. Olympic gold medal, even though he didn't play, but he still made it. He still made it on that team. Like that says enough right there. Making it on that team, all those guys are superstars or all stars. But I feel like you for sure just gotta accolades play a part. I know